We got it. Our old friend, and I only say that because we've known her.
I don't think you're old, Alexis.
Oh, but we've known her since she was a pup, just a cub student, reporter, and intern with us way back when, and now she's a big-time sports writer in Louisville with the Courier-Journal. And Alexis, you're at ACC Media Days. Louisville was up day one. This is. And I know you haven't been there long, but I know that you've certainly felt the vibe. This is as excited as the fan base has been for a football season in a while, wouldn't you say?
No, yeah, definitely. I think they've already sold out of season tickets. So that's definitely a thing that's happening. But no, I mean, it's been crazy the past. I mean, it's died down a little bit just because, I mean, everybody was so excited, in December and January and, leading up to it. And I think I've written every single Jeff Brohm angle there is possible, aside from a couple others that I have in mind. But no, I mean, it's just a matter of, so I guess kind of backing up, the thing I think people forget is that it's not like it's just an alumni. Like, they have a high school football field named after the family. They're well known. All of them are good at sports. So this is kind of like, Louisville royalty a little bit coming back. So everybody's super excited to have him back and, coaching. And yeah, it's just been a very, very different atmosphere. That's for sure.
How is it different? Not necessarily like good or bad or whatever you want to throw out there, but how is it compared to, the previous regime with Scott Satterfield and how especially that was operating there at the end?
It's funny because I was talking to a Clemson radio station about that, and it's different when you have a coach that wants to be there.
Totally get that, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's very different because a lot of times I think when you look at Louisville, their second longest tenured head coach was here for 10 years. Petrino, I think, did 9, but that was in 2 stints. So they haven't really had a coach that has been here for a while. A lot of people see this job as kind of a stepping stone to something bigger, what Charlie Strong did, all of them. So now when you have a coach that it's like, this is my dream job. This is, I played for this school. I love the Cardinal red and white. It's a lot different. And so, just, I don't know how long you're going to be here. You might even retire here. I don't know that I could have said that for any other coach in recent years. So there is an added element to a coach that really, really loves the school, really is connected. And, it's definitely apparent and people feel that and, want to rally behind that. And like I said, season tickets are already sold out. And, I'm just really interested to see how that home opener, what that looks like and how that feels for the games to actually be here.
Yeah, we had talked to Scott Satterfield at Big 12 Media Days. He's thrilled to be at Cincinnati. Like, honestly, you can hear that in his voice. And I do wonder, and this is just me spitballing, Alexis, because when he got hired a couple years ago, I mean, they wanted Jeff Brohm then, and they hired Scott Satterfield. So he probably had to feel that his name wasn't Scott Satterfield, it was coach, not Jeff Brohm.
Yeah, nobody wants to be a second option. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good feeling. But he didn't really do himself any favors with the whole South Carolina thing. He entered into that job and not necessarily handling that the right way, especially when I think they went 4-7 that year. They didn't have a great year. I'm sorry, it was the year after they didn't have a great season. So, people take that into account. Like you said, he was already working behind the 8 ball from the very beginning because, that wasn't who they wanted. So I don't know that he necessarily got a fair shake, but I also think he didn't really help his cause much later down the road. And, even this past season starting 2-3, it wasn't great, and people wanted Jeff then. So it's just a matter of, I don't know. It was just very interesting. Obviously, I caught the latter end of his tenure, but it was definitely kind of a different feel, different vibe. And, best of luck to him at Cincinnati, obviously, going to the Big 12. And, even the way that situation happened with him getting that job was very, very different because you go to Cincinnati and then come to find out that's a rivalry with Louisville. And then that ends up being the team that they play in the bowl game. So it was definitely a very different kind of December.
So as far as it goes with team personnel, I mean, they brought over Jack Plummer. There's obviously newness everywhere you look. But what are kind of the I guess the main talking points, would you say, when it comes to Louisville, the team, and what they're looking at or looking like or needing to answer, as we get about a month away from ball kicking off?
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, like, there hasn't been a whole lot of team talk. The storyline is Jeff, but I mean, at least from a local perspective, what you look at is this line is going to be probably better than it was last year. You have a lot of receivers with a lot of questions because they're new. You don't have a lot of guys that played last year that are now going to be, starters. I think it's, 7 new receivers, include transfers and freshmen combined. So you kind of look at that. You don't know who's going to start at tight end. So, for as good as the defense should be, there are some questions at positions on offense. So you kind of look at that, but you do feel a little more confident because a quarterback has played, with Jeff for 4 years before he went to Cal. So that kind of alleviates some concern. But then you have a really good running back group, with Jawar and Maurice and, Isaac and some guys that they've added in. Obviously Jawar and Maurice kind of carried the team in the bowl game. So and that's even kind of a wonder of, like, okay, how are they going to incorporate this run game with, a pass heavy offense? Well, the solution is they're going to be pass catchers now, kind of expanding themselves. So, I mean, even though, like I said, the big storyline is, Jeff coming home, there are still some interesting things about this team that, I think they should be a 7-8 win team just based on their schedule and the personnel that they have. But I think the strength will be the D-line because they're just so stacked with returners and even added from the portal. So I think that, to me, is the biggest storyline, is how good can this D-line be?
Alexis, you're there, first day, Jim Phillips talks and all of, there's been some tension in the ACC. Do you believe that the tension is gone now, or is it gone just because it really didn't have anywhere to go because of the situation they're in with their grant of rights?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is there's always going to be some kind of speculation. There's always going to be people kind of looking around. I mean, when you have, two of the most notable schools kind of speaking out about certain things, it doesn't exactly look great. But I mean, yeah, there's not really much anybody can do right now except for, window shop. But I didn't get a chance to listen to the commissioner this morning because we were talking to Jeff, just the local media, but just kind of going through some of the comments and stuff. It seems like he feels confident that everything is good right now. Trying to, explore different resources and options to keep everyone happy. But I just don't know how long you can hold the levy at this point. But I mean, at least for now, it seems like everything is safe and people are going to play nice until they have the legal right to explore other options.
Alexis, I know you've got to go catch a plane. They're not letting you stay the rest of the time. That's fine. You cover Louisville, not FSU. I was hoping you could get me some stuff from Mike Norvell. But, I was going to send you a list of 10 hard-hitting questions.
I would have definitely, for you, Paul, I would have got those for sure.
I know. You're very we have the same birthday. Like, it's what we owe each other.
Birthday buddies.
Yeah.
It's an Aries thing, absolutely.
Exactly. April right then, April 19th. That's what, we got to look out for each other. So, Alexis, travel safe, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's our good friend, Alexis Cubit. I'm so very proud of her every time we have her on. I know you hear it, but I'm just